Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at something that's a little bit Transformers Cybertron and a little bit live action movie, as well as the Decepticons' answer to Seaspray by way of Storm Surge. He's going to be our focus this time around in the latest GotBot True review. Hey one, hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share. Of course, subscribe, and while you're at it, light 'em up, baby. Hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton. It lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that, baby, is in the description down below. Also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring. Or, of course, hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. Big shout out to Maximal10 for letting me take a look at this lad. Bit of an oddity. I love the alt mode. Interesting transformation. As for the robot mode, well, we'll see when we get there. There's a lot here to like. Is it perfect? Probably not. Is it good? Well, we are about to find out together when you and I head over to the table and take a closer look at this guy. And yes, indeed, here we have Storm Surge. Of course, I get huge Seaspray vibes here. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know if this is the Storm Surge that was released as part of the live action continuity, or if this was the one that's supposed to represent the character like from Cybertron, like part of the Unicron trilogy, because this mold was released as part of the live action as a scout class, if I'm not mistaken. However, the exact same deco, the exact same guy, was also released as part of the like War of the Waves or War on the Waves with Air Raid. Might have even been a Walmart exclusive, possibly. I can't remember now. But I do know this mold has been used for Shattered Glass Seaspray, and I do know that it's a reuse of Cybertron Short Round. And I think it was even used for Undertow in Transformers 2010 in that line, which might be a Takara line if I'm not mistaken. So it's had a few uses, but it's not exactly a prolific character. Obviously, we know that this is certainly from that era of design that was Cybertron, because we have a Cyber Planet key right here, and the Cyber Planet key, it slots into the back here. I believe that's the only spot that this goes. This key is very, very tight, but when it does it, it pops these shoulder-mounted cannon things. I think that this is a really cool-looking hovercraft. I absolutely love the alt mode. And I think that this is the way things came packed with the live-action movie franchise, so I think that that's what this one is from. Over here we have a bio that pretty much explains that Storm Surge is like a kind of a berserker on the water. He's a Decepticon. He'll take out anybody though, right? Like, he's always surrounded by explosions in the water because he's like dropping like depth charges and torpedoes and stuff. And he has like a bunch of like, you know, sea-to-air missiles and that sort of stuff. If you look at his stats, which are down here, I love stats, you'll see that basically anything that has to do with like fire blast or any such thing as that is pretty high. His speed is okay. His skill, intelligence, his tact, right, all of that is pretty low. So like, if you look at his stats, they match his kind of berserker personality. On the other side of this sheet, we have those instructions. They're actually quite simple. So let's get to our guy. Okay, so we're going to try and do the transformation now, and then we'll give this guy some scores. I'll note this, his blaster comes out. It's a weird little rectangular peg that holds it in up right there, and once we take that out, we can start doing the transformation. I'm going to leave the Cyber Planet key in. Let's see if we can do this transformation with that key in. No guarantees of how well this is going to work out or not. I believe we begin by picking up that, and you can see his thighs in here because this is the lower legs folded up. Then we should be able to untab the little gray sections here that were up between the nose there and fold up those sections there on the side. With those sections on the side done, we should now be able to bring the entire waist down, and we should be able to straighten out the legs and the toes. thusly. Now that we've got the lower body done, I'm going to stand our guy up so we can work on the arms. And wouldn't you know it, he actually stands like a champion already. Okay, so now that we're up here, we can slide that back, and there's a gray piece over here, also slides back. We can bring these down and bring up an elbow, bring this down, bring up an elbow. And our blaster here can go like on the inside right here of the claw, hand, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to stick that in there if I can. Where's my little nub section? There's my little nub section. So it's kind of a blaster on the inside of his arm. And lastly, the last thing that we need to do is reach here, pick up the head, and turn it around. And boom, in the end, here we have Storm Surge in his robot mode. Just wanted to center our boy up here a little bit. The transformation is very easy. I mean, 10 for the transformation. Mechanically, it all works well. And even all these years later, this guy is really super solid. In terms of looks, I have to give the guy a 10 because, I mean, really, what do we have to go off of, you know? I mean, if we consider him from the like Cybertron portion of Unicron trilogy, he actually doesn't have any real fiction per se because he was only released as part of that 2-pack. And when it comes to the movie, well, he wasn't really in the movie. He was in like the comic book tie-in. He might have been in IDW, but like he doesn't have a whole lot to kind of base off of. So we're going to say 10 transformation. We're going to say 10 for the look. And then we get to the articulation. That's where this guy does suffer. He has not aged the best. It's not bad, but he has not aged the best. Let me explain. So we have a head that's quite small, and it comes up, and it can turn left and right. A lot easier if these are out of the way to access the head. It can look back, but that's really because of transformation, so it kind of goes back in his body a little bit. The shoulders, they can go, I think, all the way around. Yeah, they can go all the way around. They don't go out very far though. Like that's as far out to the side as they go. That's as far as I can get them. We do have a swivel here, but we don't really have hands. We just have these like crab claws, I guess. Maybe they would have benefited from some sort of a wrist or something. But bicep swivel, elbow to 90 degrees. That said, if you want to straighten out his arms, like his arms are very gorilla arms that go down to like his feet. I don't know, his arms are weird, but they're functional, other than the shoulders not really going out. No waist, but I wouldn't really expect a waist on a scout class. Leg way forward, and leg way back, which is nice. We do have a very deep ratcheted knee, well over 90 degrees because really of transformation, but hey, I'm not going to complain about it. The toes, I guess, can go forward and back. No ankle tilt. So no waist, no ankle tilt, no thigh swivel, by the way. There's a little wiggle at the ball joint, but no dedicated thigh swivel. No waist, no thigh swivel, no ankle, no real hands. He's fun. Oh, and the shoulders can't really go out. He's fun, but the articulation is not really going to let you get anything more dynamic than this. I'm going to have to give it about a 5. I don't think the articulation is that great on this. Maybe a 6, you know, but it's nothing great. Fun guy to have. Fun transformation. Even the pop-up gimmick with the 2 missiles, that's enjoyable and fun. It's simple, but effective. Everything feels good. The plastic feels good. The dude feels robust. We had a 10, and a 5. Overall, this guy's still probably a solid like 8, maybe even an 8.5. But don't expect him to be the most dynamic guy on your shelf. Don't expect to be able to do the greatest of poses with him. You can get a few, like maybe if I was to, I don't know, like put the blaster out there and turn the head a little to the side and bring this blaster down here. Like maybe I can, oh, that just popped off a ball joint there. I mean, maybe something like that. You know, maybe you can get something like that if you think that's dynamic, but that's about as good as you're going to get. That's the area he suffers. This guy would really benefit from an update. Great alt mode, great look, great design. Just needed a little added articulation. And here we are, and here he is. So here's what I like. Very robust plastic. The Sour Planet Key gimmick it's fine. I mean, you can use it if you want. You can not use it if you want. It's really up to you. The transformation is clever for the most part. It is easy to do. I mean, you kind of just lift this up, straighten out the legs. The arms are very interesting in the way that they move around. Once you've done it maybe twice, it becomes very intuitive. I do wish that the head was a bit easier to access for articulation. But besides that, not much to complain about. Then we get to the look of the guy. I think he looks great in both modes. Cool, you know, nothing to complain about there really. And then we get to the articulation, and that's where this guy suffers and why I say he's probably ripe for an update. I mean, you could certainly do some stuff with him. I think his legs are great, really great. I think his feet are really great. But at the shoulders and the arms, leaves a lot to be desired. I really wish that we had more mobility at the arms, especially outward. And I do wish that we had proper hands. Though I could probably get over the proper hands if we had the shoulders. It's not perfect. It's certainly one that is showing its age, and like I said, probably due for an update. But it's still hefty, it's still solid plastic, it's still a great transformation, and most importantly, it is still fun. All these years later. Let me know what you think about Storm Surge. I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through Spring, or of course hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. While you are at it, please hit the subscribe button, stick around, have some fun with us here on the channel, and don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single day, you right there, you do make a difference in the world, and I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit. Either in the live streams on Thursday night, at the stop motion premieres, or the old fashioned way, right here, inside the videos.